That's a good point. There was a season in my life where I got to the realization that the crowd of people that I was in trying to share the gospel with, they were taking it and turning it into a weapon to use against people. And as much as I hate to say it, these people came around me and acted like they were interested and learned how I did things, one, so that they could go off and do it themselves, which was fine. I don't care. Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, but teach him to fish, and he can feed himself. But these people were learning how to look godly, how to look like a righteous man, like a good God-fearing Christian. And then they would go off and, for instance, this one dude started a tree service, and this dude had an obsession with me that's very, very weird. And anyway, he'd go and bid jobs and stuff. And the thing is, he probably could do the work, maybe. I don't know. But, like old people get ripped off. Those kind of good people he'd target, and he knew all the right words and knew how to look the part. Good salesman. And then, eventually would just end up stiffing them in the end. And, if you got 60 trees on your farm, we're not talking chump change for people. So, anywho, it was just a video about narcissism that brought this to my attention. And that's what they do. They want to impersonate. And also what that does is that makes people hate Christians. You see, I seen the same pattern with a dude pretending to be Jewish when I was in jail, but he was actually very Muslim, carried a Quran, taught Muslim beliefs, but was looking and telling everybody that he was Jewish. And very much so just to make people hate Jews. Absolutely. And I told him that, once I was positive that's what he was doing, because I was, everybody else was kind of treating him like crap, and I wanted to know if he was really Jewish or not before, I just wrote him off. Anyway, I treated him well and bought him snacks and stuff and got to know him. And this guy had a pretty interesting story. He said that these Jews up in New York State had actually chosen him and taken bone marrow from King David and putting it in his body to alter his DNA so that he could father a child that would then be in the line of David, supposedly, or look like it. And he didn't want them to take his child, and he had, whatever the case, he believed what he was telling me. And there were times that he didn't believe what he was telling me. So thank God for his discernment. But I spent many, many hours talking to this man. And I wrote it in my journals. I believe his plan is to infiltrate some Jewish synagogue in Eastern Europe, maybe somewhere around Germany. He wanted to learn German, and I don't know. Anywho, I think he was gonna go do something, but I wrote it all down in my journal. So I guess whoever has all of that knows what's in there. Anyways, I guess that's all I have to say. You're dismissed.